Okay, Josh here, making a real quick video on something that I've ran into with my 95 Saturn SC2. If you have a two-door coupe, the parts aren't quite as plentiful in junkyards as they are for the four-door SL models, as GM did not sell as many of these sport coupes as they did the four-door models. All right, what you're looking at here is passenger side trim panel. Now, the reason I'm making this video is this is something I incurred on my trim panel. All right, I had to replace my front speaker on the driver's side, and they have these covers on the trim panel. And you can see this one is still a little loose. All right, now when I bought this car, both of these little like magazine holder assemblies with the speaker cover were broken. All right, and here's the speaker I had to replace. It started crackling. I put a same exact model speaker in the door. So I want to show you the problem with the design of these. All right, what you are looking at is the back side of my driver's side trim panel. You can see it's all plastic tabs holding it to the door frame. All right, and what you're looking at, GM literally melted plastic to hold that in from the inside. Now, you're also looking at two 7mm screws that I've already put in. The purpose of this is to show you how to properly repair these without damaging your trim panel in the event that, like me, you can't find one of these in a junkyard to replace it. The bolts that I've chosen to use are the 7mm interior screws that GM used on the radios and HVAC units of various GM models. You can go to any junkyard and pluck these out with a little 7mm. All right, but looking at the screw, it's actually the perfect diameter for the hole of the plastic. All right, so what you do is you get it braced against something. The bolt has to be straight. All right, but it's plastic. Your bolt's steel, so by applying pressure and turning, it essentially works like a drill bit. The threads will cut into the plastic, creating a thread that you can use and basically run the bolts from the inside, and it will pull your loose trim panel piece up against your trim panel and get rid of your vibrations. All right, once you get it threaded in, you might need a ratchet. I strongly recommend using a 1/4-inch drive. They do make a 3/8 drive 7mm socket, but for the amount of torque you actually need versus the amount of torque a 3/8 drive ratchet puts out, you'll just break your trim panel. And you literally just gently and very easily thread this in. Like I said, get it as straight as possible, because you're going to notice the plastic will start to crack. That's normal, but the washer on the bolt will hold it against the back side of the panel assembly, and it will hold it in place. Now, I'm going to do every single one of these. You are at your liberty to however many of these you want to actually put in based on your own preferences. But as we all know from owning a Saturn, they are notorious for vibrations. Broken plastic makes that worse, as a car goes down the road with a stereo system vibrating his whole car. You definitely do not want to over torque these bolts. Once you snug them down, that is it. They won't unthread, because like I said, you're putting a steel bolt into a piece of plastic, so it's going to create a nice locking thread that basically ain't ever going to come loose. And once you get it snugged down, and there you go. You see it's nice and solid against the trim panel. It looks like it hasn't even been damaged. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop me a line in the comments section. And always, thanks for watching.